before we even start talking about anything, them Knicks
though.
Them Knicks
in blue sky.
Listen.
They said Knicks in 4. What they do?
Sweep the floor. What's going on, y'all? What is going on? New environment. We doing things a little different this week. I'm here with my guy.
Vibes exclusively brought to you by Cousins Canna.
Today we're going to be having a really important conversation. And it's going to be about something deep. It's going to be about something that I think we all need to talk more about when it comes to men's mental health.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a series with a couple of different important gentlemen that I know that not only are advocates for this movement, but also are currently in this space for themselves. They're going through these trials and tribulations. And by the end of today's conversation, we're just going to be able to sit back and really take in some of his gems, some of his own story, and be able to just figure out how it could relate to us. That's all I'm asking for. Open ears. So, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. But let me introduce my guest here. It's my guy, D-Sean. We've hit it off from the first day. We got a lot of the same background. We both are Jamaican.
Yes,
we love basketball.
Wagwan.
You know the vibes. Wagwan. We love basketball, but more so than anything, we hit it off because of our mindsets. We help each other grow. What did you say?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I wanted him to, share this space with me because I wanted to bring some of the conversations we have behind closed doors to life. Because I feel like somebody listening could truly benefit from that.
Oh, yeah.
So, is there anything you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself before we get into today's conversation?
So, right now I'm working on my own current business. It's Highlight Tees. You can see I'm wearing something like that. Got something right there. Yeah, your man just be hustling, working hard, 2 jobs, trying to build his own brand, just trying to keep up in the world,
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think he's being humble about that.
I
think
think
he's being humble about that.
Just,
and I think that's a great thing. And
Right,
High Life Tees
right.
is a business that he's been building out on
like
top
about
of.
a year.
Yep.
For about a year now.
It's an amazing vibe because it shows us like how to be in fashion but in a high frequency.
Yeah.
And if anybody here who likes the vibe, who like what you see, definitely go check them out at High Life Tees. So the first question I really wanted to ask you today is like, when it comes to being a man, just in general, like, what does that mean for you? And like, who originally taught you like how to be a man, how to show up in this world?
That's a great question. So for me, what it means to be a man, it means a lot of things, honestly. For me, being a man is you can share your emotions comfortably and not worry about if somebody is looking at you or judging you. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, the people who are responsible for that, for me, would be my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. My dad wasn't always around. I didn't have that great relationship with my father to help me learn how to be a man in my idea or sense of what being a man is. So I learned that through watching my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt do certain things for me, and also learn from like just people in my life, characters in shows, as crazy as that sounds. Like, people don't think about this, but in the Black culture, Uncle Phil is like a big father figure to a lot of Black men. You know what I mean?
That's such a great reference because everybody knows about like that famous Will Smith clip when he crashes out and he has this breakdown about like why his dad doesn't want him. And I think that's so great how you bring up the Uncle Phil reference because you didn't have a dad that was around you, so you learned from your mom, TV shows, different things like that you mentioned on like what it meant to be a man. But when it comes to your definitions of like how you get to show up in the world, like with the foundation of your mindset as a man and how you show up as from a boy to where you are today, where did those definitions come from and what stuck with you the most that made you realize like you even needed to dig deeper into your emotions or dig deeper into like who you are as a man?
Well, one thing that me and you have talked about a lot is like the family dynamics. Like growing up in the Black culture, especially in the Black culture, you are always told like, yo, like just keep moving. You can't cry. You can't show emotion.
So you
like,
can't
you gotta,
stop.
You can't stop. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. So for me, as I got older, I started realizing how much that gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. That weighs on me. That's heavy, and that can lead to I've had them. I can lead to a crash out.
Yeah, and you get in those moments where like out of nowhere, it could be the smallest thing that you're dealing with in your life, and all of a sudden that tips you over. You're all of a sudden your cup is overflown, and now you can't even control your emotions. Sometimes we sit there and we don't know like where that's coming from, but what I'm hearing from you and your story is you're saying like, my entire life I was never taught anything different.
For me, that's I guess where my journey started. Is it's like how I wanted to learn how to like change that perspective. Like, how do I go about telling myself, yo, I'm not okay, not having a good day, and letting that be okay, and not like letting that be okay, but like being okay with saying that, and not feeling like I'm weak for saying that. It's okay to.
Or I'm any less of a man for saying that.
Exactly. Like it doesn't make you less of a man for saying that, honestly. Like, that makes you, if anything, in my eyes, it makes you more of a man. Around with that burden, let's just say that what that is. It's in such a dark place that you may not notice, but others can notice. I've seen what that dark place looks like from close relatives, from friends, even my own personal self. Like, I've just even recently have gone through a stint of depression. I gotta keep going. I'm not in an okay place, but not in a place to say to myself that I gotta say that I'm not okay, for people to know that I'm not okay.
I like that. My follow-up question more so than anything is, when it comes to this whole conversation of men's mental health, for some reason, anytime it comes to like the men's aspect of anything, there's a stronger stigma on you guys just being emotional or being intact with that feminine side. It's a particular label. You think because of the culture and the societal norms, that's why today it's so difficult for a man to be able to truly express like the things that he's been going through?
I'm literally gonna say, 100%. Yes, I do think it is society. Part of me also want to say it's kind of on us too. We need to open up that door. Like, don't be afraid to go around and go, I show emotion, that's fine. Like, people need to see that and to know that it's okay. I feel like it starts with us to break down that door that society has created. We are society.
Right, and so
we're creating that.
Right.
Essentially. So it's like we need to break that down for it to not exist anymore. How do you make change? You gotta change the definition, you gotta change the narrative.
I feel like with mental health right now, I'm not saying it's like a Me Too movement, but we noticed like an episode with Michael Beasley on Club Shay Shay. That was a really big like eye opener for a lot of men. A lot of men right now that feel like they've been screaming on the top of their lungs about the struggles that they've been having and nobody's been listening. But now, being that it's like a Me Too movement, now everybody's starting to validate it. How do you feel about the conversation around men's mental health today? And do you think it's a Me Too movement, or do you think that we're just talking about it and not doing anything about it for real?
I do love the fact that we're talking about it because it needs to be spoken about.
Right.
I do wish we would do more. Like you said, that Michael Beasley episode, it was very relatable to me because the first time I watched it, I was not going through my own therapy journey. I was not doing my own work. I had a lot of questions, no answers. There was something he said at the end of it that stuck with me. The first time I watched it, and even after I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
It was a powerful episode.
It was a very powerful episode, and if anybody has not watched it, I suggest you go watch it.
Definitely go take a watch.
Shay Shay asked him at the end, Shannon Sharp, asked him at the end, if you can take away anything from this, or if you want anybody to take away anything from this, what would it be? Michael Beasley said, I just want to be heard. First time I watched it, I was just like, wow, somebody should probably check on Mike. After I went through my own therapy and getting diagnosed with my own diagnosis, I heard that, like, I want that too. I just want to be heard. I just want to be heard. Anybody going through anything at the time is like, I just want to be heard. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's what it is a lot of the times with like men when they're going through whatever they're going through, whether it's their own problems, whether it's a financial difficulty, taking care of your family.
Right.
A lot of times the pressure of always being the one to have it together just because of the traditional idea of a man is what makes it difficult for them to even speak up about it, because they're just like, there isn't any time in my history or in my life that I've known that it's been my turn to speak.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Mike was trying to say. Like, everybody already had their assumption of who I was, what I was going through, and nobody never asked me. And would you say like that's like, is that what the trend is right now? Is people are just saying now that there's a platform, or now that people are opening up the space, now maybe I could finally be heard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Which is sad. It's good because like we do have the platform. We can all talk about it. We can speak upon it. But at the same time, I feel like it gives more of a space for people to look at it and just not do anything.
Right.
But who's gonna step in and go, I hear you. Who's gonna do that? I was going through something. My therapist had to cancel on me. I needed my appointment. So I was having a really rough week, and our coworker was just like, "You all right?" And I was just like, it's sad for when you're the person who has to be there for everybody. When you want somebody to be there for you, you look around, ain't nobody there. Like, that's hard.
He told me something so pivotal, and I wanted to share it on here because there was a time we were talking about like how much people like me and you carry in regards to like being empathetic, always being that person there for others and the world's problems on our shoulders. Even though it's not a good practice to always do that.
It's not.
And we validated that, we've spoken on it. But that day when I told him like sometimes some of us don't believe in getting therapy because we have our own little therapist in our head. And he immediately told me, no. Because sometimes that little person in your head, that little therapist in your head gets tired too. And immediately I was like, wow, that changed my entire mindset of thinking about how valid it is to just be able to have an ear when you truly need one. Some advice that you could give to the listener today from your perspective as someone who started their own therapy journey and is taking your mental health a little bit more serious, where would you say someone should start? What's your advice to them?
So my advice would be just do some research. There are free resources out there for you. Talk to some people who, if you know somebody going through therapy, ask them questions. Just don't be afraid to go out there. And I think that's one of the biggest things is people are just afraid to go look. They don't want that stigma of like, don't worry about that.
You can't focus on that.
Don't worry about that.
If it's help,
your mental health is more important than what people think about you.
A great first step is just finding a companion where you challenge those moments and thoughts where you're scared or you have anxiety or you don't even know what to define it as.
Hell, you can even challenge your family, because I know growing up in a black household, we don't talk about this stuff.
Ever.
My family, me and my mom just started talking about it. You know what I mean? Me and Stacy talk about it a lot, my partner. We talk about it a lot because she's going through her own journey. And watching that, learning that like, oh, okay, I'm seeing what all of this entails, like what therapy is all about. Because I have my own stigma. You know what I mean? Like I got my own little therapist.
Right.
That's where that
where that comes from.
You know what I mean? Like after a while, my little therapist is like, bro, I need a break.
Yeah. Have on any word that you would give to like either the smaller version of you or a young black man right now that might need a little bit more of a nudge to kind of take his mental health a little bit more seriously. What advice would you give to them?
There's kind of like two things I would say. One, just don't be afraid to like say that you're not okay and go out there and ask for help. It genuinely starts with you. Like whether it can be something small as like getting up and taking a shower, getting up and looking in the mirror and go, I got this today. Going to get your hair cut.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
Little things like that can also help with your mental health. Because if you ain't taking care of yourself, not just up here, but also just any aspect of yourself, that can also cause your mental health to decline. Compliment to yourself, like, bro, you was looking fire today.
You was that guy, and
see
remember,
see what I'm
never
wearing?
Forget it.
Cut looking
fresh.
You feel me? Like
kidding me.
They make you go, I got this today.
100%. I love that, bro. And I think there's this thing that I'm gonna start doing, at the end of my episodes where I have great people that come on and share space with me and have conversation, to take a moment to give them their moment of validation. And I just want to say to you from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate our ability to have conversation, to sit here off camera where we're having conversations and you're definitely helping me to like move forward and remember who I am. And I truly appreciate you for being that person, but I also appreciate you for being brave enough to take a step for yourself and take your mental health more seriously. And for once, put the cape down and give yourself some love. Pour into yourself.
Word.
And I'm so proud of you for doing that. Like, keep going in this world. Keep being the bright light that you are to everybody else. Keep being that person that defends everyone. You wear that cape for everyone else. Be that. Always make sure you choose you. You pour into you because you deserve it.
Word. Yo, real quick though,
Oh,
make sure you give my girl a like, follow,
everything
on all platforms, YouTube, all that. Tory Tales is hitting. This is the spot where you need to be at. You looking for validation, honestly. Speaking of giving the flowers, my girl, I appreciate you for doing what you're doing. Please.
I appreciate it. And I truly appreciate you for being here today. My
know.
guy. Yes,
know.
sir.
You
know how we get. But I
Yes.
appreciate y'all for stopping in with us today. It's your girl Tori and my son.
D, you already know
And
what
we're
it
going to
is.
see y'all next time.